Eventually, you're going to realize that life is nothing but a parody of yourself practicing for your own oblivion. We have grown so accustomed to material things and the social slavery that we no longer see these chains that are on us. Life is a short journey, so live it. We don't have to sit here and spend all this time dealing with the stress. Yes, you have to handle the thing, but you don't have to sit there and let the stress build and build and build and build.
You are now tuning in to the Roughnecks Podcast with your host, Cole Nixon. Much love.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Roughnecks Podcast. We are back with a Fast Friday. It has been quite some time. I honestly can't tell you the last time I did a Fast Friday, last time I recorded solo. It has been a minute, but Fast Friday number 23, and you may have forgot, but we start Fast Fridays with announcements, which, sorry to kind of go back real quick. I'm filling in for Reno. He had some stuff come up, got a little busy, so we're going with my solo episode. Sorry, Reno, I'm going to take over from you. Just kidding. Reno will be back in a couple weeks with a Reno's rant, but we're going to go with a Fast Friday this week. But announcements. We start Fast Fridays with announcements, and I have announcements for you. Oh, do I have announcements for you? We do have the newsletter, first off, on the website, roughneckspodcast.com. Go over to roughneckspodcast.com, sign up for the newsletter, because there are a lot of things happening, especially in July. It comes out the first of every month, and July is a month that you will want to get that newsletter. There are so many things happening that you don't want to miss. Head over to roughneckspodcast.com, sign up for the newsletter there, and while you're there, put yourself a volleyball team together. Yeah, that's right. We're still holding the Roughnecks volleyball tournament, sand volleyball tournament at Newark Station on July 15th. 6-person teams. Sign up. You will get a free t-shirt. There will be a live band, Low Gap, which I'm may be recording with here in like an hour. But I'm getting this one in. Recording this one by myself real quick before we get to that recording. Low Gap will be playing during the tournament. Sign up for that. And even if you don't end up signing up, that's fine. Why don't you guys just come on out to Newark Station on July 15th, 3 to 7 p.m., There will be that, like I said, the live band. There's beer. There's a bar. There's food. It's an awesome time, awesome place. They have cornhole there. Me and Jacob talked about. We'll talk about it in an episode. The things that they have also there. That's not just volleyball. They have plenty of other things to do. They also have earthworks right across the parking lot that you can walk over and check out. But sign up for the volleyball tournament, and even if you don't sign up, come on out July 15th to Newark Station, the Yard, and enjoy a fun time. Merch. Just announced it the other day, July 8th. I think that's the date. Yes. July 8th, we will be having the 2023 Roughnecks Summer Merch Drop. Plenty of awesome items. Be sure to tune in to the social media where you'll get a sneak peek of a lot of those items. But July 8th, new merch dropping on roughneckspodcast.com. Q&A Friday questions. We will be recording probably a Q&A around July 9th, and there's going to be some special guests with that, but we need questions from you, the fans. How Q&A Fridays work, or me and a guest will sit there, or guest, plural, will sit there and answer questions from you, the fans. These questions can be about anything and everything. If you haven't listened to the last Q&A Friday with me and Dante, go check that out, because we answered a chicken versus tiger question, which honestly is hilarious and not as easy as a question as you might think. But go, you can send those questions in multiple different ways. Check the stories. I'll sometimes post on the Roughnecks Instagram story, the question box where you can submit your questions through that. Also, or you can just email them to roughneckspodcast@gmail.com, and I will, and then put them in a queue there, and then, or just message us on social media with your question. These questions, like I said, these questions can be about anything and everything. They can be funny, deep, whatever you want it to be. We've answered a lot of different questions, but send those questions in and keep those Q&A Fridays rolling. But today, it's Fast Friday, so I got some stuff for you guys. One of the things I kind of want to talk about is like stress. And it's something that's been going on in my life personally a lot. I mean, I got the stress of this volleyball tournament. I got the stress of that merch drop that's happening the week before. stress of work, life, money, everything that, it just seems like it accumulates and everything happens. But a lot of people struggle with dealing with that stress, and I'm not perfect at it myself. I struggle with it a lot. Sometimes I get too worked up before I finally take the step back that I need to take. And it's not something that's easy to deal with at times. It feels like the world's, coming down on top of you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. But the reality is we are in control of our stress levels. Yes, we can't control the outside factors that might cause the stress, but we can control our stress levels. We can sit here and act like everything's going to get us all worked up, or not act like it, or allow it to get us all worked up, or we can essentially grab the bull by the horns and take control of our lives. It's up to us. It's not up to anybody else. There's different things that you can do with it. One of the things that I like to do a lot is journal. I journal pretty often. And, I'm not afraid to admit it. Some people might think, oh, you're a guy that journals. It's a very common thing. It's been talked about on this podcast a lot. And maybe you're not the journaling type. I like to sometimes read as well, because it takes your mind away from all of those stresses. It kind of takes you, it makes you take that step back. That step back is the biggest thing. You have to separate yourself from that stress. I know that's not as easy all the time, but you have to, if you continue to just, focus on it and, hone in on it, that stress is just going to build and build and build and build and build. And eventually you blow up, maybe on your significant other. Sierra knows about it. I've done it. And I'm not proud of it, but you have those times where you just let it build. You can't let it build up. You have to take that step back. Recently, I went on vacation to the Outer Banks with my family and Sierra. And while we were there, I had a lot of stuff that I still needed to do with the podcast. I needed to edit an episode. And I got there, and Sunday night when I was getting ready to go edit, I grabbed my laptop. I was like, where's my charger? Where's my flash drive? Two of the most important things. My flash drive holds everything I need on there for, I had 4 microphones on me. I had my laptop. I didn't have my flash drive. I didn't have my charger to my laptop. And I was pissed. And Sierra knew it. I tried to play it off like I was fine, but in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm behind. I screwed everything up. It's all messy. Like, everything's falling down. And it took me pretty much that entire day, to be honest. I wasn't happy at the beach. I didn't want to even be there at that day. This is the beginning of vacation. I didn't think I was going to have any fun. And finally, I just took that step back and realized I can sit here and stress over this all week. Or I can say, you know what? Shit happens. It did happen. There's nothing I can do about it right now. So I might as well enjoy the moment while it lasts. We work 8 hours to live 4. You work 6 days to live 1, or 5 to live 2, which you're usually spending prepping for the next week. You work 8 hours to eat in 15 minutes. You work 8 hours to sleep 5 hours. You work all year to take maybe a week or 2 of vacation. You work all your life just to retire at this old age and then contemplate only your last breaths. Eventually, you're going to realize that life is nothing but a parody of yourself practicing for your own oblivion. We have grown so accustomed to material things and the social slavery that we no longer see these chains that are on us. Life is a short journey, so live it. We don't have to sit here and spend all this time dealing with the stress. Yes, you have to handle the thing, but you don't have to sit there and let the stress build and build and build and build. If you feel like you have so much to do, part of that might be on you. I'm guilty of that myself. Sometimes you just got to go golf with your buddies. Sometimes you just got to go hang out with your friends. Have that fire. Go out to eat with them. Go on that weekend trip. Go enjoy your life. And stop letting the stress control you, grab the bull by the horns, and control your life. That's all I got for you guys today on this quick episode of Fast Friday, number 23. But we will be back on Monday with a guest episode that you will not want to miss. And then we will have a drinking episode next Friday with maybe a couple different guests. Reno's Rants will be back in 2 weeks, like I said. Don't forget, newsletter, roughneckspodcast.com. Sign up for that. You don't want to miss it. Volleyball tournament July 15th at Newark Station. Get your team signed up. Merch drop July 8th, Saturday, July 8th. Be on the lookout for that. Check socials for many updates on that. Q&A Friday questions, email them to roughneckspodcast@gmail.com or just message us on Instagram at roughneckspodcast. Until Monday, you guys know the deal. Life is hard, and it's going to knock you down just like a bull does to a bull rider. Don't let that bull of life walk all over you. Get up, grab the bull by the horns, and take control of your life. Roughnecks, out. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode of the Roughnecks Podcast. If you liked today's episode, then please be sure to share it with a friend. You can follow the Roughnecks Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Roughnecks Podcast. Head over to roughneckspodcast.com and grab yourself some Roughnecks merch. Until next time, make sure you grab the bull by the horns and take control of your life. Roughnecks, out.